In a world once ruled by giant studios, where cable TV decided what you watch, when you watch it, where entertainment was locked behind schedules, satellites, and subscriptions, one company changed everything. A company that started with a single idea, a late DVD return, and a belief that stories should be available to everyone. Today, Netflix is not just a streaming service, it is a global culture machine. It creates characters the whole world talks about. From brilliant masterminds in heist masks, to young heroes facing supernatural forces, to adventurers from fantasy worlds. But how did a tiny startup rise to become Hollywood's biggest disruptor? This is the untold story. The rise of Netflix. It all began in 1997, with a simple problem. A man forgot to return a movie on time. The late fee was $40. $40 for being late. But instead of getting angry, he had an idea. A service with no late fees. Movies delivered to your door. A rental system where the customer was finally in control. Netflix was born as a DVD by mail service, operating out of a small office with a few hundred discs and a dream nobody believed in. People laughed. Studios ignored them. Investors rejected them. But Netflix didn't need attention. They needed patience. While the world was renting DVDs from giant stores, Netflix had something bigger in mind. They studied customer patterns. They invented recommendation systems. They introduced subscription models. But behind the scenes, something much bigger was happening. Netflix was quietly building technology that would change the world. Streaming. A way to move movies not through mail, but through the internet. It was risky. Slow internet, low-quality video, huge costs. But Netflix believed, if the world becomes faster, we will be ready. And they were right. In the year 2000, Netflix walked into the office of a giant, Blockbuster. They offered to sell Netflix for $50 million. Blockbuster laughed. They never imagined this tiny startup would one day bring them to their knees. But history was about to flip. While Blockbuster trusted stores, Netflix trusted technology. While Blockbuster charged late fees, Netflix offered freedom. And while Blockbuster slept, Netflix built the future. In 2007, Netflix pressed a button that rewrote entertainment. The play button. For the first time in history, you could watch movies online with a single click. No schedules. No devices. No rules. People didn't just watch Netflix. They binged it. Suddenly, it wasn't just another service. It was a revolution. Streaming was growing fast. But Netflix had a new, terrifying idea. What if we make our own shows? Studios refused. Cable companies mocked them. Hollywood ignored them. But Netflix didn't need approval. They wrote a giant check and created their first original series. The world was stunned. Streaming had just become a studio. A digital empire was being born. In 2016, Netflix pressed another button. It expanded to 190 countries in a single day. No entertainment company had ever moved this fast. Now people everywhere were watching the same stories, the same characters, at the same time. Netflix wasn't just an app. It was becoming a global language. Kids in Asia knew heroes from Europe. Teenagers in America discussed shows made in Spain and Korea. Families in the Middle East enjoyed series from Brazil or Japan. Entertainment had no borders anymore. And Netflix made that possible. Then came the era of cultural giants. A brilliant strategist from a global heist story became a symbol of rebellion. A young girl with supernatural powers captured the hearts of millions. Heroes from epic fantasy worlds became household names. These characters weren't just part of shows, they became part of life. Memes. Halloween costumes. Fan theories. Global conversations. Netflix didn't just make content. It made phenomenon. But behind the glamour, there was pressure. Competition exploded. Disney. Amazon. Apple. HBO. The streaming war began. Costs skyrocketed. Licenses were lost. Shows were cancelled. Subscribers were dropping. Netflix had to evolve, or fall. So they reinvented themselves again. New global studios. New languages. New creators. New business models. Once again, they adapted. Today, Netflix is building something far bigger than streaming. Interactive films. Live events. Gaming. Global franchises. AI-powered entertainment. They're not just making shows. They're building worlds. The world of entertainment is entering a new era. And Netflix is leading the charge. From a tiny DVD delivery service to a global network of storytellers. From one late fee to one of the biggest entertainment empires in history. Netflix didn't rise because it had money. It rose because it had imagination. Because it believed stories should be unlimited. And as long as stories exist, so will Netflix. The rise of Netflix is just the beginning.